Toby, my first introduction to you, I saw the headline and it said "Making Purpose Popular." And so the purpose of this conversation is to talk about that. There are a lot of people that probably watching this that haven't discovered their purpose yet. What advice do you have for anyone that finds himself in that situation? And when did you know that you were walking in your purpose? And I'm going to ask that same question for everybody.
All right. So real quick for me, my advice to anybody would be to disconnect from the mania of the world for a time period, because I truly feel like once a person knows exactly what their purpose is, it provides the most clarity to your life that anything can give you. I feel like life gets way more simple when you know what your purpose is. And for me, uh, I knew what my purpose was, or I knew I was walking in my purpose. Like around the time that I had finished up playing football, I started a nonprofit organization, and I myself took my own advice. I disconnected from the mania of the world and realized that my purpose is to be a conduit to the realization of purpose in people's lives in whatever vehicle I'm in. So it don't matter if I'm doing music, if I'm driving Uber, if I'm it don't matter what I'm doing. I know specifically what my purpose is, and I do that all across the board in my real life.
Rapsy, same question to you. When did you know that you were walking in your purpose? How did you find it or it find you?
Um, it's just in me. It is who I am. I love the culture, but I also have a love for telling our stories, speaking for the voiceless, for the people that don't have a platform and a mic, being an inspiration, especially the young girls. So, whatever I did, I didn't overthink it, and your purpose in you just naturally comes out. So, that's what it is. I never try to chase anybody else's purpose or brand, or you just create from an authentic place. And I think that's what it's about. And you figure out, what to call your purpose, but you do it, regardless, when it's authentic and it's real to you and it just comes naturally. Um, so I can't necessarily think of like when I was like, oh, I need to do exactly this, but I understood maybe by the first or second album that, one of my purposes is I like to inspire, I like to tell my story. I like to tell the story of the people, and just give in that way. So, that's just, I never overthought it like that, but that's just what it was for me.
Hey, Bun B, same question. When did you know that this was the path for you, that you were doing the thing that you were meant to do?
I think it occurred to me at a certain point that the music that I made and the message I sent out to the world was actually really resonating with people. Like when I first started making music, it was just to make it, to be able to say that I was making music, that I was creating music, and I just wanted to be heard. But once people heard what I was saying and started making a real human connection to what I was saying and what I was representing, that's when things kind of shifted. Well, once I learned the power of my platform, I realized that there's a responsibility that comes with that, right? And so I had to start making these small, subtle adjustments so that people who were taking the time to listen to my music and what we were saying um, found a benefit to it. That's when I started trying to, put things in the music that would send the right messages to the right people, right? So I know I speak to a lot of people that live in the streets that, live in that street life. And so for me, one of those things was to try to let them know that God doesn't forget about you just because you do bad things, right? I wanted people to not give up on God and to not believe that God was giving up on them. Subtle things like that, right? So you got to give people the good as well as the bad so they can make conscious decisions on what they want to do. I never would send somebody into a situation without giving them all the information that they needed to deal with that situation. And so that's what we started doing with the music. We started making sure that if you listen to our music and you decided to make life decisions based off of what you heard from our music, we wanted to make sure that we gave you everything you needed if you did decide to make these certain life decisions. And once I realized that, and that people were actually acting and living their lives based on the words that we gave, then it became time to put in moments of reflection, right? And I think Toby said it earlier, right, about finding that clarity in life, right? And once we found it, we wanted to share it so that when other people found themselves in that same position. They knew what it looked like. They knew what it felt like. They understood it, right? So they could use it properly in their lives.